So if you don't know who Dr. Umar Johnson is, he's the prince of Pan-Africanism.
Yeah, well, that's what he deems himself to be, the prince of Pan-Africanism, and he
King Kong consciousness.
Yeah, he goes around the country, or at least I know at one point he did a lot, where he
used to.
Yeah, he basically spoke about all different kind of topics, but mostly it was about child psychology. And so he was a child psychologist. This is his claims. These are the things that he said he has degrees for, stuff like that. And I guess he worked for a particular school. There have been a lot of things out there questioning his credentials, if he's legit or not. Man, look, I hadn't got that far deep into it. I'm like, yo, who would lie about all these credentials? So I'm not thinking this brother's out here lying about him being a child psychologist, because
he was very well spoken.
He was extremely well spoken. He gave facts. He gave a lot of great points about a lot of stuff. And I found him through Tariq Nasheed's Hidden Colors documentaries. That's how I got a chance to see who he was. So I was introduced to Tariq, which is through the consciousness community, which is where where this is all stemming from. I can say at this point I have been a follower of the conscious community for probably the past 6 or 7 years. It's been a whole lot of confusion in the conscious community to be so conscious. I'm being straight honest with you. This is somebody coming from completely not being in the mix to having a better understanding, and where I feel like I'm a lot more conscious in regards to my day-to-day things that I do, stuff like that. I pay a lot more attention. I feel like I'm vibrating at a different
higher frequency
than what I used to be. No low vibrational stuff. So anyways, yeah. So he's got a school that he has been basically crowdfunding for over 10 years or so. And he's trying to do a school that he wants to do for all black boys to teach them a lot of different things. Now, the premise, everything that he's trying to do sounds
solid.
Great. It's like, okay, you're doing a school for black boys, teaching them certain things, economics, teaching them a lot of things that's not in the public school system, some stuff that's not even really in the private school system. I'm like, word, okay. So what's going on with it? Long story short, he says he's only gotten about $750,000 worth of donations over the past 10 years. There is a lot of reports and information from donors and from other people that say otherwise. Says that he's already raised up millions of dollars, or at least over $1 million.
Over 2, I think it was.
Yes. And that is actually because he was saying a lot of things out of his own mouth, and he was kind of biting his own tongue, because he was saying certain things over the years. And he's basically done the same MO. He has said at a certain point of the year, hey guys, let's send in more donations. You send the more donations in, we can have the school ready by this time. Every single year, there's no school. There's no
school is supposed to be opening on this date, this year. School's supposed to open like 30 times.
All these years, for 10 years, he has been collecting donations, but never had a school. Now he actually finds and he buys the school. He buys the school for $400,000. Now he bought the school because they got the paperwork and the information in the forms to show that he purchased the school. And but there's some money that's owed and that's coming up, that's due, and that he's gonna have to pay, I think, renewals or whatever. But long story short, man, and we just trying to give you guys a breakdown of this situation. Stuff is hitting the fan, man. He was just on a podcast just recently. He did Nick Cannon's class. He did that. He did the Breakfast Club. He's done he done like a nice little tour run, to promote what he was doing and the school. But on Lord Jamar's Godcast is what he calls it. Yada that means the Yada that mean Godcast. Man, they was hitting him with some questions that he just couldn't understand. I mean, he couldn't shake them. You know, they was asking him questions about, you know, where's the money at? Where's the money going? He said, I spent $400,000 of it for the schools. And they're like, okay, well, where's the rest of the money? He's like, the rest of the money, well, the rest of the money's got to go towards getting the repairs done. It's like, okay, you know, but we don't have enough money to get the repairs done. So, okay, now he's coming off saying, well, we got to pay for labor because I got the money for materials, but I don't have anybody that's willing to do the work
for free.
That's been shown to be
false,
untrue, because there's been countless people that have come forward that said they would do the work. There was an HVAC contractor said he was willing to do the work. I don't know about electricians, but there were people that were trying to give him land and property that was going to allow him to even set up a school without paying a dime. There was a lot of opportunities that seemed to be out there, but it seems like the only concern for Dr. Umar has just been the donations. Even after everything that was said on the podcast, they even gave him a model to maybe look after, like to follow. I think Lord Jamar has a family relative.
His stepdad, I think they said.
Yeah, stepdad that has his own school and has been doing it for 20 plus years. He said, hey, man, he's got his own school, got his own building. He can help you.
No government funding.
I don't care nothing about none of that. I want to talk to my donors. He just wants the donation. So, look, I don't want to hate on Umar by any means. That's not what I'm doing. But I do want to kind of shed light to say, hey, right now, dude, you look like you're lying, and you need to answer some questions to the people, because for you to be in a conscious community and saying you want to do all this for black boys, but you ain't produced anything yet, and knowing it's going to take you time, but you don't go purchase a building for $400,000 and not know you're going to have to spend $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 to get it repaired. You don't purchase a building like that. Like, that's just bad business. You can't now put it on the rest of the donors and say the reason the school ain't up is because I got to get this fixed.
Y'all ain't giving enough.
You ain't giving enough. Maybe you shouldn't have purchased those schools for $400,000.
That was a poor business decision.
That business move right there all automatically was stupid, in my opinion. Maybe he could have went a smaller route and then started to build like we were talking about.
He could have took the free land with all of the property and the schools and the buildings and the houses that were already on there for free. Was it going to be leased? I can't remember what the lease was for. It was like for 50 years, or it was for a significant amount of time. He could have that lease, but it was like for the first so many years, he wouldn't have to pay anything for it. Right. Wouldn't even have to pay the property tax or the land tax on it until the school started to generate enough money. Yeah. And it was the man's daughter who came forward about it because he kept making these claims, and her dad kept
reaching out to him,
and
he just
wanted to help.
Yeah.
And he always entertains these people for a minute. So these people show receipts, right? They show the communication, and then they show that he ghosts them. He just stops talking to them, or he blocks them. And so they can't access his page, and they can't access him no more. So it's like these claims that he's making are false. So people are offering free services to him to get this stuff up and running. The community is really... Parts of the community is behind him.
Everybody wants to be behind him.
And he's burning bridges.
The thing about it is everyone wants to be behind him.
Right.
Everyone wants to really support him, and they want to do it, but he's just not able to prove them. He's not able to prove a lot of people wrong, because a lot of people at this point are like, dude, it's been 10 years. You keep saying it's going to be a school every single year. There is no school. There hasn't even been. The only progress is that the fact that you finally purchased the building.
Right.
But the building you purchased literally needs everything in the inside to be redone.
Or then it gets fixed, but then it gets vandalized. It was burnt down. Windows were all broken. HVAC system caved in through the building or something.
Something, man.
And he was showing, I think it was the fire that happened They found it. It was like a picture from the internet that was from.
Yeah, it was not even.
It was from abroad. It was from like Russia.
Russia, man. He used the image from Russia to show like a fire inside his building, but that wasn't his building. It was a building in Russia.
It was an apartment building in Russia. It was like a bookcase or something that was on fire.
So,
but anyway,
yeah, it's been a lot of debunking. He got caught with a lot of stuff. So I'm saying right now is a call for my brother, Dr. Umar, man. Just do right by the people and either tell people, hey, man, well, he's not going to do that because that's too much money. He ain't going to come out and say, hey, man, I just conned all y'all to get money. Because, I mean, if he was to do that, that's a wrap. I think, unfortunately, because he's getting so much press and it's a negative amount of press, he's unfortunately in some kind of investigation already into what his affairs are, what's happening with what he's got going on. Because, I mean, bro,
well, the IRS had actually froze or took away
his status, his tax exempt status.
Right, yeah. And then supposedly he got it back.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's legit.
And he told the people that he had it back, so now when they make donations, they can write it off in their taxes.
Yeah, but don't know if that's true.
Yeah, look, this situation.
Because some people are giving like a significant amount of money.
Bro, they giving out thousands. Money no matter what. They giving out $1,000.
So if I'm giving you $50,000 and I'm thinking you're, a tax exemption and I can't claim it, now what do I do? Because that's $50,000.
Yeah.
And you've made no progress. I get nothing out of it. The school ain't up and running. So who am I helping other than you and your pockets?
Yeah. I say you can't tell a person how to run their vision, but I'm just saying currently right now, bro, it doesn't seem like he has a team. He doesn't have support. I know moving into this house, and I told you earlier, moving into this house and getting out of where we were before was key. Every day I got off of work, I came in here and I worked in the house. Every day. Yeah,
if you can't get somebody in there to do it.
If you want something to get done,
you got to get your hands dirty.
You got to get your hands dirty. He is wanting the bailout to happen by the donors to do everything. And that's what makes everyone feel like, bro, what are you doing to try to even get the school going? I mean, yeah, you might be trying to talk to people to see what prices you can get, but what are you actually doing? How are you raising money other than asking for donations?
Why aren't you cutting the grass? Why do you need a landscaper?
Yeah, straight up.
Why can't you purchase a lawnmower and cut the grass?
We got to pay to get the grass cut. Bruh, what? Get your butt out there.
Why do you have to pay for a crew to come through and clean it? Why can't you go through there and clean it?
I don't care. My opinion, I don't care if you would have took the money you was getting from the donors and went and bought you a zero turn to cut the grass.
Right.
That way
have fun with it, sir.
Hey, I bought a zero turn. Call it the first official FDMG zero turn machine, whatever. Call it whatever you want to call it, man.
Which he would have to have anyway with his campus, because you can't think that it's going to be feasible for the whole time for you to hire an outside landscaping crew to come there and do it weekly when the grass grows super fast in the summertime.
Nah, man.
So if anything, it's just the arrogance. I think he's too arrogant. Even if he did come forward, he could say, look, I made a bunch of bad business moves. I purchased something that was too expensive. Mm-hmm. I didn't use the money wisely. And now I have an advisor who's going to help me. If he could actually tone it down.
Hey, man. Umar, just do right by the people, man. And at least let people know what you got going on with the money. How much money you have. When you say you got a plan, you want to get HVAC. We have the money raised up for HVAC. We have the money. How much does it cost, bruh? Just tell me how much it costs.
Well, you can't bring an HVAC technician in there to tell you.
Yeah, tell us the price. Tell us the price.